some people to talk about. First, I'd like to talk about Mr. Erik, who is standing right here. Erik has been with us for a couple of years and has been
about 4 now.
About 4.
Yeah.
He's been comes from a few different agencies and has a lot of experience. He also is one of our volunteers who's always going to trainings and continuing his education. So, Erik, thank you so much for all your time and hard work. Another person we'd like to talk about is Miss Madeline Prince in the back. Madeline comes from Coeur d'Alene, so when she comes to serve her community for 12 to 24 hours, she makes at least a 60-mile round trip to serve another community member. So she's been with us for a few months. She's a great EMT, and she's going to be even better. So thank you so much for all your time. Also, 3 other members that aren't present. I would like to thank James Evans, Mike Jolly, and Oscar Street for their time and dedication.
All right, I guess I'll go next. First person that I like to thank is Chad Flood. Chad, when I was lucky enough to start volunteering back in October, he's always welcomed every new volunteer. He's a mentor to everybody, and I think all of us can openly agree that with the fact that he's the epitome of when it comes to dedication, honor, and commitment. I'd like to say that when you open up a dictionary, that the word integrity would have Chad Flood right next to it. So Chad, we continually thank you for your support and everything that you do for us. So thank you for the next person I'd like to recognize and thank is Mr. Dale Stepro. Dale is continually bettering himself. Where is Dale?
He's right there. He's
Oh, hey, there you are, Dale. Dale, you're always constantly, continually to better yourself. You split your time between 2 departments, which is a huge dedication and commitment. And with you going through the process of going through EMT and successfully completing that, it's a huge, huge thanks to us in both departments. So thank you for all the work that you've done. To recognize and thank is Mr. Matt Bodemer. He's only been with us for a couple months, but he's here every Tuesday pulling 24 hours. He comes all the way from Spokane, so he's got quite the round trip. But you're constantly working towards bettering yourself, the commitment that you have for education, and the fact that you train, not so that you know how to do it, but so that you can't get it wrong. And we all appreciate that and recognize those efforts that you make for us. So thank you for all that you do.
I'd like to recognize Jacob Zahner, who brought his big, wonderful family tonight. He's been here with us for 2 years, came to us as an EMT and firefighter 1 here in the academy. Really stellar worker, and he's just been a really great help every single time he's been here. I don't think he's ever missed a month in the whole 2 years that he's been volunteering with us. So thank you for your dedication, Jacob. Is Megan Day here? Megan! I didn't see you yet. Hi. Megan Day, also been with us about a year. She came to us as an EMT. Really good worker, really good go-getter, always wants to learn more stuff. And just a pleasure to hang out with and to have you volunteer with us. Last person I want to recognize is Fuzzy, or Mike Sherrock. Nobody really knows him as Mike, but I'll call him Fuzzy. Fuzzy has over 2 decades of volunteer firefighting experience, and it really, really shows. He really comes to every single call that he could possibly make, and it's extremely quality professional work. And thank you so much for all of your hard work with us in the departments.
Well, apparently I didn't get the memo because I actually wrote stuff. I'll try not to make it look like I'm just actively reading, but Mr. Brandon Walker. So it's kind of ironic that I got Brandon because I kind of am like his biggest heckler for some reason. I love to pick on him for some reason, but he's truly a person that you can count on, and he takes so much pride in the department, and he's always quick to lend a hand. He's the type of volunteer that you wish you could just clone so that you can have many of him because he's so great. Some of the examples that he's done is he's attended a fire academy, and I've also seen him come multiple times to just come shovel for us. Like, we'll go out on a call, it'll be dumping snow, it's late at night, and we're like, dang it, I don't want to have to go back and shovel, and this guy's already got it cleaned off. It's amazing. He does that type of stuff all the time. And I think that's the thing I appreciate most about Mr. Walker is those little things. Another thing is we'll come back to the station after he's covering call and he's washed the engine or he's scrubbed down the floor, he's done the firehouse report. He's just a huge, huge asset to our team and our community. And I just want to thank you. Thank you a bunch. All right. And then I also get the opportunity to talk about Mr. Willis over here. And since getting to know Mr. Willis, I've actually learned a few things about myself. Apparently, I'm not as much of a nice guy as I thought I was. I think he knows the moments that I'm talking about. But the truth is, I just see a ton of potential in you, buddy. Like, I know I push you hard, but it's because I believe in you, and I see great things in your future. So you're doing really well. He's also the second person to take advantage of our residency program. And so our program's still in kind of the infancy stage, which I'm sure can be a huge challenge to Mr. Willis, but he's just super dedicated. He comes here for weeks at a time and lives at the Wallace Station and just helps out a ton. One of the major differences that many of you guys know is in the fire service we stay with each other for about a third of our lives. So as a career, it's very important that we get along with people. And so there's some people that are harder to get along with, but with Willis, man, he's the type of guy that you look forward to when you see his name on the board. You're like, yes, I get to work with this guy, and then you're bummed out when he leaves. So his carefree personality just makes him fun to be with. So it's truly a pleasure working with you, buddy. And the last person I'd like to recognize is Kiera. And she's over there. She's one of our explorers, which basically means that she's too young to be a volunteer, but she's just as dedicated, if not more dedicated in some ways. And she is doing amazing things. She's just, as an explorer, is limited by some of the things that she can do. But this girl, she's unstoppable. I've had the pleasure to work with her, not only in the fire service, but in other avenues in life, and I'm just truly impressed with her. Her passion for serving others and continual education and her love for EMS is just going to really help her out in the future. I believe this young lady will achieve great things and positively change thousands of lives. So, good job.
So I'd like to recognize Jess Hunter standing here in the back of the room. Jess Hunter, as many of you know, has been with us for 6 years now, I believe. 7 years? I know. I'm supposed to be recognizing him, I'm sorry. 7 years. 7 impressive years. Jess is still catching. he's took that time and he's dedicated himself to the fire service, to the community, to our department. He's gone through his EMT, his advanced EMT. He's pulled many shifts. He's helped cover and fill in spaces where we need him. He's always there for you. The guy has outstanding knowledge and loves to share it. I don't have a bad thing I could even think of about Jess Hunter, so just like to take this moment and recognize him and have everybody clap for him. I'd also like to recognize Tanner Botts and Connor Fury, neither of which were able to make it today. But they're both outstanding volunteers. You get a chance, pick their brains, hang around with either one of them.
All right, we'd also like to recognize Dylan Browning. And, you know, he came to us back in 2015, still going to high school, you know, just came in, told us that he wanted to help out his community where he grew up, and he's done an amazing job at doing that, giving back to him. He also just recently switched over to law enforcement, so, you know, he was doing good there for a while. But yeah, I mean, this guy, he's always coming out. He's doing whatever he can to help the community. You know, as most of you maybe know, he had quite a battle there for a little bit, and he was still out on structure fires. You know, we couldn't keep him away. He was sitting there manning hose lines. So, you know, thanks a lot, Dylan. The other one is Brandon Blood, sitting right back over here. He's another one that is out of district, so he drives up every few weeks, there for a little bit. He just completed his EMT class through NIC, so he took a little bit of time off there. He'll be going in and testing for that here soon, so we wish him luck. He's also right out of SCC, the Spokane Community College. He went there, did his Firefighter 1. So another great guy. We appreciate you coming up, always helping out, and I believe you're going to go far. So stick with it. Thank you. And the last one is Tyler Rochford. And this one I'm going to try not to talk too long on because I worked with him for, what, 3-4 months? So I got to know him pretty well, unfortunately. But he came to us in 2016, just 18 years old. Came up, said same thing, you know, that he wanted to help out, do what he can to give back to the world. And he completed his EMT class right out of the gate, shortly after starting. He moved up pretty quick, and it just shows that, you know, dedication pays off. If you put forth the effort, he did his EMT, got that, started into our residency program, and he was one of the first ones to start up that. And hopefully Willis is going to continue it on, and then hopefully we can get some more. And then he started doing a part-time position when Charlotte got deployed. Thank you again for your service. And he did great filling in. He learned a lot. He taught me a lot during the process. And then right after that, he got hired on with District 2. So again, it shows that dedication pays off. So thanks a lot, Tyler. And the other one that I had that couldn't make it tonight was John Taylor. And he's another out-of-district volunteer that comes up and shows his commitment to pursuing his career in the fire service. And he's another one that's going to go far. So we thank him.
So the first award is a new award for this department. It hasn't been handed out before, but it's a trend we'd like to continue on. And this is going to be for Rookie of the Year. So when we think about rookies, we're thinking about somebody who's always at the station, early, going through every reg, knows where things are. They give up a lot of time and a lot of commitment. And they're also somebody that we can all live with. We stress all the time we have to live with the people we work with. So being a firefighter is just a quarter of the phase of it. So we're looking for good people that we can live with, people that work hard. We're excited because this is the first year, but next year we got a big pool of people that can win this award. So we have prerequisites for this one. You have to be with the department for at least 6 months to 18 months. So you guys can do the math and think if you're eligible for that or not. But for our 2017 Rookie of the Year, we'd like to recognize Rob Willis.
All right, so again, I'm just like a notes type of guy. So I'm gonna do this one. Plus, I felt like I kind of like watched that, so it's gonna be a little bit. But volunteers are harder and harder to find these days. And as we look at trends in the fire service, we find that the time commitment and the many other challenges that come from being a volunteer make it extremely difficult to manage. As I get to take a moment and reflect about the dedication and commitment that it takes to be a volunteer, I am blown away by how lucky we are to have such great people here. To reflect on how humble and willing our team is to serve people is very encouraging. And I must say that Jacob's Honor truly exemplifies that. Dedication and commitment. Being an out-of-district volunteer, he still managed to get here before shift change in the morning, working crazy hours at work, managing a large family, and carving out time to go to a fire academy, EMT classes, and still fulfilling the requirements of being a volunteer takes an extreme amount of dedication. I can personally see the challenges that being away from my family takes on my family. I can empathize with his Honor family and believe this award should not just be given to Jacob, but to his family as well. We all know that without your family support, we would not be able to do what we do. I also want to take a moment to say how proud I am to have Jacob as part of our team. He's an extremely hard worker, and is also very intelligent. He never backs down from a task, and he's always looking for a way to keep busy. He's also very professional. From his patient care to his respect for command, he always performs with professionalism. Mr. Honor, it is with great pleasure that I get to award you this small token of appreciation. Continue to give it your all. I'm proud of you.
So this next one, the requirements for it, are coming out and not just putting in the time at the station, but going to calls 24/7. I mean, this guy, he shows up whether it's middle of the night, anytime during the day. He comes down to the station, he hangs out on a daily basis, and his dedication to the department is very impressive, and it shows all the time when he's coming in. And we look forward to going out on a call and hearing him responding. He's a great hand to have in the department, and we're glad to have him. And that's Chad Flood, and this is Top Responder of the Year for 2017. Got Chad.
Two more. We wanted to start with the firefighter of the year. We did that a few years back, and it went over so well. I'm glad that we have this many awards to hang out, or to hand out. I'm very proud of the firefighter of the year this year. We already kind of touched on some of the topics about Mr. Rochford, and he can come up. He's shown how hard he worked to get where he is, and I'm sure he's going to be a firefighter of the year again in his time in the service. So keep up the good work. The last one, we spent a fortune and a lot of time wrapping. Again, this is one that we don't get to hand out very often because it's not very often that people put in this kind of dedication to serving and helping other people. And we all appreciate it so much. We got him a token of that appreciation. So since 2007, Buzzy, Mike Sharrock, he's been with our department, and for more than 10 years before that, he's been in the fire service out of a love for helping people and giving back to his community. So, Mr. Sharrock, please. After 20 years, I couldn't help but try to find something to go along with that. So a firefighter should never be without a tool. And Buzzy will now never be without it. So again, thank you everybody for coming and showing your support, and for all the folks that we didn't mention, the ex-members, the members of other departments, and commissioners. I see we have all of our fire commissioners in attendance today. And so, for everyone else who's a supporter, let's have one more round of applause. And now, please, we're done, so feel free to eat up, drink up, there's plenty of food. Sam, you have something to say?
I just wanted to say something to say on behalf of the Walls Elks. We welcome you. We're glad you're here, and we're so happy that you're having your event here with us. We support the law enforcement, EMS, fire department. You guys do a wonderful, wonderful